In local news, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State on Tuesday announced a pay rise for civil servants in the state, a development which came as a surprise to the beneficiaries, prompting expressions of joy in the state capital, Ikeja. The move, the governor said, was to cushion the effects of inflation, high prices of commodities, and rising cost of living being experienced across the globe. The governor also announced a 25% salary increment for employees in the core establishment agencies. He directed the Head of Service, Ministry of Establishment, Training and Pensions and State Treasury Office to work out the modalities for upward review and statutory approvals, after which the implementation of the new pay regime would kick off. Gbenga Omotosho is Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy and has joined us now. Good day, Gbenga, and welcome to Newsday. Let's get straight into it. Lagos State has developed quite a reputation when it comes to being consistent with the salaries of civil servants. What's the secret that other states are failing to get right?
Thank you for that question. It's very simple. We have a governor who is not a novice when it comes to financial matters. He's been able to rearrange the state's finances in a way that is very simple and comfortable for us to take care of our 98,182 workers. That's the number of civil servants who are in Lagos. And we spend the money where the money is needed. The money is not spent on jamborees, on things that are not consistent with the improvement of workers' welfare. So we spend the money on infrastructure, on human welfare, human capacity development, and that is just the secret.
Fantastic, Mr. Omotosho. Well, some people, or those who are observing are actually talking about the timing of this gesture by the governor, wondering if it's a political move to retain his position as governor of Lagos State. And when he gave the statement that was addressing the backlog of pensions that would be paid by the end of this month, you know, he attributed that backlog to a liability that he met on ground. So when you're looking at the timing and that statement, it might also look like a bit of a political move. So what do you have to say to that?
Anybody who thinks that Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the governor, saying that he's going to increase workers' pay several months ahead of elections is somebody who has not been consistent with what is going on in Lagos State. When Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu came in 2019, he also raised workers' pay. Nobody said anything at that time. And apart from that, what is that? I think, in my own view, it's preposterous of anybody to be thinking that the governor saying that workers who have done very well, that they need to be paid better because of high cost of living, inflation, rising goods and services prices, and then people are beginning to read politics into it. Like somebody said on the social media this morning, that if people are buying jets with their money, if they are people's money, if they are building mansions with people's money, and there is a government that thinks about the workers, and he should be praised rather than being criticized that he's doing this before election. What has election got to do with it? Election is several months away. And like I said, there are about 88,182 workers in Lagos. And we are talking of about a state of about 25 million people. I mean, that is just a drop in the ocean when you consider the numbers. So it doesn't speak well of anybody to think that this is about politics. But that will not stop Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu from doing good. All of the things he has been doing since he came in, can we say it's because of politics? No, it can't be so. This is just a very small, even though critical group of people in our society, in our state. There are others he has done for education people. He has done for people in the health sector. He has done for the generality of Lagosians. Can we say he is doing it because of politics? In any case, what is he supposed to do for people who have elected him into office? Is he supposed to just keep quiet and not look at their livelihood, how he can improve everything, their living conditions? That is just what he has done. It's not about politics in any way.
But what about the pension aspect when he was talking about the backlog that would be paid by the end of this month, but attributed that to something that he already met on ground. Why did we think he said that if it has nothing to do with this?
That is true. There is a backlog of pension from a few years back that he has been paying every month. And I think he has done it up to 2001 now, and we are going to meet up. But the new pensions, Lagos never holds any pension. We never hold any pension under Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu. Pensioners are paid as at when due every month. But the backlog is the one that he is paying, and he is going to finish paying in a few months' time. And it's the only state, Lagos will now become the only state that has no backlog of pension at all. About 1 billion every month is allotted to the payment of the backlog of pension. And he's been paying it about a few years back. And even our agencies who are owing pensions, now the state is going to give them a bailout fund, which is being worked out for them to be able to pay off all those agency ex-workers who have been owed their pension. So it's nothing to do with politics. It's nothing to do. It's just something to do with human welfare and the make of kindness flowing from the governor, who feels that our ex-workers must not die in penury, that they should get whatever is due to them. Every time he has a meeting with pensioners, you see how joyous they are, how excited they are, because they know that during his time, he has not failed, not 1 month, not to pay pensioners. In fact, they are the first to be paid before workers' their salaries.
Okay, now, what can we look at in terms of consistency? Because, of course, one of the biggest issues that we do face, such as what was raised by Cynthia, is that change of administration, change of individuals, sees different issues cropping up, and, salaries, civil servant salaries is always a bone of contention. Now, isn't it a noble time for us to find a way to create policies that will protect their salaries for a longer term of period beyond him, something that can be part of his legacy?
That is a very good question. But anybody who has followed the trajectory of Lagos State, you will have seen that Lagos has never owed workers any salary at all. Not by 23rd of every month, workers are being paid. I have been around for so long for me to know how good governors have been to workers. It's just that Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu has been exceptional. He's been very consistent. He's done it with so much integrity. And I feel that what he's putting in place, there is no governor who will come and then throw it aside. Lagos doesn't have a history of owing workers at all. And I don't think what Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu is doing is just going to be a template for them to follow. It will be very easy for anybody who comes in to be able to pay, because the numbers are being put together, the figures are being checked, so that the dots, the I's and the T's of everything, and it now becomes a policy. I don't think anybody can change it.
Well, Mr. Omotosho, when it comes to the actual number or percentage by which this increase is happening, some reports are saying 25%. Some are saying that it will definitely be above, what the federal government's minimum wage standard is. Can you just confirm what the increase will be at this time, or is it still under wraps?
Well, first, let me just correct the impression that this is about a minimum wage. It has nothing to do with minimum wage at all. It's going to be an increase across board. Everybody is going to have a taste of it. But the percentage, I do not know now. As Mr. Governor said, he has asked the Ministry of Establishment, Office of the Head of Service, and everybody involved in the accounting system, the State Treasury Office, to work out the numbers and see how much each worker can get on his pay. So it's not about minimum wage at all. It's about, we don't know about the percentage yet, but I know it's something that will make everybody happy. There is nothing that you get around this time when things are so tough all over the world, inflation, rising goods prices and all of that, that will not excite you, that will not encourage you to do more.
All right. Now, in his statement, the governor said, when we do the pay rise, not only will we expect more from you, and that's referring to the civil servants, he says our citizens must also see the benefits of this important decision in the service delivery. What are those key indices that the citizens of Lagos can look forward to becoming more efficient and effective in an effort to, as we say, the civil servants should be more fulfilled and content with their packages?
Well, the idea is that if you walk into any Lagos State government office, you should meet officials who will attend to you with smiles on their faces, not people who are frowning their faces. You should meet officials who can operate all of the technological ideas that we are putting in place to be able to do their jobs well. You should meet officials who are competent, who are well trained, and who are ready to serve. You should know that these people, they see themselves as public servants, and that is who they are, and that is what they do. So that is just the aim, that people, when they come into any Lagos State government office, they feel comfortable that whatever problem they are bringing into the place will be resolved for them, and that they will get service, and they will get value for their time, value for their taxes, value for their investment in the administration of Mr. Sanwo-Olu in Lagos State. That is just it.
Oh, great, Mr. Omotosho. Now, with this positive development, and also what we saw with the red line not too long ago, I'm just wondering, what else should we expect from the Lagos State governor maybe for the rest of the year? What other surprises might he have in store for us?
Well, I wouldn't for anybody it may be a surprise, but I wouldn't see it as a surprise. The workers' salary increment, some people have described it as an early Christmas package, even though those who don't want to see it as that are saying that it's for election. The election is still next year. Christmas is coming in a few months, just around the corner. And he has given this package as a surprise Christmas gift. There are so many other things that are coming up, but for us in the administration, we see them as routine. More housing projects are going to be commissioned. We are building a new hospital in Ojo for the first time in a couple of years. Lagos State is building a new general hospital. We are doing so many things about transportation, about health, about agriculture. We are going to sign an agreement today about how to improve agriculture in the state. And then so many other things. Our workers are enjoying themselves, going for training and getting more capacity. Our doctors are doing well with more equipment that they are being given. So there are so many things that are coming out that Lagosians will see. New schools, new housing projects. We have about 30 school projects that are yet to be commissioned. Brand new schools among them. They are going to see the kind of a standard of a schools that we will be seeing in Lagos now. So these are some of the things that you may call them surprises, but for us, they are just routine matters that people will see any moment from now up to the end of the year, which will be commissioning projects after projects.
All right, Gbenga Omotosho, Commissioner for Information and Strategy for Lagos State, thank you so much for your time and for joining us on Newsday. And we look forward to all the great things that you have planned.